It's like a message.
We'll crack on it.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll fix it in post.
So,
Straight.
yeah, I'm just double checking I was in it. I felt like I was very out of it. But no, I'm here. I'm good. So, welcome guys to the BTS Creative Academy podcast.
Thank you.
Here at the Edinburgh Fringe. I've just seen your show, Shotgun. Really enjoyed it. But before we get into that, I've got a tiny little tradition for starting these off.
Okay.
You up for joining me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing a little clap. It's really, you look really scared. Like, what the hell are we going to do?
Tradition.
All we do is we go 3, 2, 1 and clap. That's it.
At the same time?
Yeah, we go 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Is that to help the sound match up?
It is. That's what.
But it's also a tradition.
But it's like, yeah. I was doing that at the beginning because I was like, I just can't afford a clapperboard yet. I've got my phone and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now I try and do it every time now. So
Cool.
here we are. So I feel like I know you two really well. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I know Dylan and Roz, and that's not your real names, I know that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I know you very well, and I feel like there was, for a moment, I was watching your show and I was like, that felt like part of my life. There was a moment in there where I was like, I went through that quite a few years ago, quite a long time ago now actually, and experienced that, and I guess a lot of people have. And is that somewhere where the writing came for this, for you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's very much a fictional story, and they're very fictional characters, but I would be lying if I said there wasn't a lot of me in it, and a lot of me in the character of Dylan, and a lot of kind of past relationships in the character of Roz, and then together, and yeah, I think it is very personal, but at the same time, I do really stress that it is fiction. You know? I think a lot of stuff that comes to the Fringe is very, people just, they don't even play characters, they bring themselves to the Fringe and want to tell their own story. And so I do really preface that it is fiction, but there's a lot of personal stuff in there.
I guess we say that, like with writers, the main advice is write about what you know.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
And there's something about being honest that we're drawn to as well, isn't there? When you do a piece that's honest and truthful, as an audience, you're pulled into it.
Yeah, I think this shows for me is a really nice mix, because it is, half of it is so familiar and so true to life and so just effortless for me to write about, because it is just me. And then there's probably the other half, which was a bit of scary territory to go into and very new, and so I think it's got that nice balance of a familiar yet still kind of growing as a writer piece.
Did you two find any familiarities within these roles, Roz and Dylan? Sorry, that's not your real name. Sorry, what's your names again? Sorry.
Lorna?
Lorna.
Fraser.
Fraser. Lorna and Fraser. See, I've just spent like an hour with you guys.
Yeah.
Roz and Dylan. Now it's kind of in there, and it felt so. I was in the front row, and it just felt so intimate. I felt like I was in it. I was experiencing this like relationship unravel at all these different points. So what was that like for you guys to play those roles?
Yeah, there was certainly a lot in there. When I first read it, I was like, it's all very relatable. Even just sort of the audition signs, like even just one page of it, there was stuff in that I was like, yeah, I completely relate to this and can connect to that. So yeah, there's a lot to pick apart and relate to. It was an easy job because it was, I was like, yeah, it's just real life.
Did you find that as well? That you found similarities and it made it easy to play the part?
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, Dylan struggles quite a lot with his, he's having to he's being forced to grow up and being an actor and wanting to, be an actor first, but then being forced to, you also need to sustain yourself in life and stuff. It's like that tug and pull of reality, but also your dreams. And yeah, I feel like as an actor, I struggle with that quite a bit, where I'm like, I want to focus on this, but I have to pay my bills. So, that was like one of the most intriguing things for me when I read the script at first. I was like, yeah, this character is like, kind of, like, it's a wee bit to me, like sometimes, but yeah, it's great. I love the character.
I used to be an actor, so that was very easy. Like I think family and friends who see the show, they don't have to be detectives to be like, oh, it's you, because the character literally goes on a journey from, I want to be an actor, but I'm sitting around and I'm not getting any work, and nothing's working out, and then all of a sudden he discovers a laptop and he's like, I can put words to this. So so my family and friends see it and they're like, it's you, and I go, no, it's Dylan.
And I've been there as well.
Yeah.
I have done some bits of writing, but as an actor, you get to a point where you're like, I've got to do something else now.
Yeah, I think it's something that like every actor tries, but for me, I just almost was like, it felt more like a calling, and I very quickly hung up the acting coat after that. That never really fit so well that it felt like this is what I have to do, and it didn't take long before I started writing where I just really loved it, and I just was like, oh no, actually, I think I was close. Still theatre, still the stage, but maybe just behind the scenes is actually where I'm more comfortable. So that is all in the.
Do you think
show.
that there's still an opening to go back to acting at some point, or is it kind of you found such a love for writing that producing, directing?
I think the door is always open, and it would just depend if it was the right thing. It would probably, I imagine, be again something of my own. But I don't know. I just have loved the process of molding it, and just kind of watching these guys become these characters, and just watching them each night, and that's actually become so much fun that. Yeah, part of me now is a bit like, oh, I don't know if I would go back. I don't know, actually. I really like this side of it. So
yeah, it's a different thing, but yet some of the skills are transferable.
Yeah,
and I think often some of the best directors and writers are people that once acted.
Sorry, they're going to miss.
What is? They're like, this is. I spoke to the people that run this place, and they're like, this is the most quiet.
Yeah. No one ever comes in here. No one ever comes in here.
I was like, stop in a minute.
And then the cheer squad came in.
And I think something's happening. I don't think it's like just people.
Yeah, I think it's like a cast.
No, it's never just people at the Fringe. No one is just a person.
Is this a pre-show warm-up or something?
I think so. I kept thinking, I'll stop.
like I'm really trying hard not to it's like impossible not to take the attention on. But whatever they're doing, they're in it.
Yeah, they're in it.
Yeah, they don't care about us. So. Actors.
They don't care about us, we don't care about them.
No,
we'll keep going.
Hopefully these microphones are good enough that we can hear us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what stage are you two in your acting career? You said you both seem quite young.
Yeah.
Yeah, fresh. You got that fresh feel to you. So,
Sure.
Are you optimistic? Are you positive? And...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2019, and since then I've just been doing sort of touring jobs. So long contracts, they're like 6 months, 9 months of doing the same show every day on the road. And it's been a great experience, it's been really fun. I've also been to the Fringe a few times, so I've returned. And this is certainly...
As a performer?
Yeah, as a performer.
Okay.
And this is certainly like a peak of everything that I've done so far. I think this is sort of like the type of genre I wanted to do when I left university. It's taken a while, but we've gotten there, so it's a good one to be in. So yeah, this is a good moment you find me at.
You're at a peak. And so what's different in this experience then to make this a thing?
Oh, it's just something I really like, which is helpful. I've done, not that I don't like other shows that I've done, but I've certainly done shows where I've liked the job, but there's something so relatable to the script. You know, you're never going to relate to like Wendy in Peter Pan.
No.
Or
whereas these are characters you could be right now.
Yeah,
exactly. You could experience this at this point of your life right now.
And it feels like, because it's so honest, it's just so nice to be part of it and to tell the truth as much as possible.
What about yourself? Where are you at?
I'm fairly early on in my acting career. I graduated just about a year or two ago. It's all been a bit of a blur last month. It feels like a life. I actually, the whole script, to be honest, just feels so real, and I think that's where I love that sort of realism of acting. And as you were saying, you were sitting in the front row. It feels like you're sort of in amongst it, and when we're shouting at each other or having a laugh at each other, it feels like some sort of it feels like you're just sort of in this wee bubble of your own.
Yeah.
And
it's I mean that's just a testament to that. To be honest with his writing as well as obviously Lorna. I'm just here for the writing.
No, it's such a I don't think when people talk to us after the show, one just doesn't exist without the other. It's just one of those things where people just will go nuts about the writing. It's like that writing doesn't work if you don't have actors that are just so naturalistic and vice versa. And so it is just a real just meshes.
I think
so
whenever
well.
we get compliments, we're always just like, oh, it's the script, it's not us.
And then I'm
When
just,
you get
like, but those actors, though, like, you can see those actors, how good are
I
they?
think sometimes that you can take it. Sometimes you can take the compliments and job well done. You can be like, you soak it up, like all of you, like you're here at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Like, that in itself is an achievement just to be here, isn't it?
No, yeah, it definitely is, and you know the fact that the tickets sell and I've got nice reviews, like we're very, you know, it's hard work, but it's luck, and it's this and it's that and it's that, but we're just, you know, I think we all are a bit blown away by the past few weeks and just the reception that's been, but loving it every second. It's really fun. It's a fun show to do, even when it gets a bit intense at points.
I can tell this is something that you all love. But tell me more about the feeling of being here and what does it feel like to be here right now.
Exhausting, but just constant adrenaline all the time. Just whether it's just emails on the phone or going to fringe events where you're kind of pushed into a big crowd and you're told to network, or and then doing the show and like getting ready before the show and then the post show high, and then just like that just every single day. There's not a lot of shows do the full run, but we months and months ago were just like, no, the whole month has to be it. You know, if you're going to do this right, it needs to be 3 weeks.
Why is that? Why is that different? Like I've seen a lot of shows here that are only here for a month.
Yeah.
I've seen that they come and go, but there's a couple that are on for a day.
Yeah.
Or just the weekend.
I think there's just a momentum to it, and I think, you know, we had, before the run even started, we had media and some industry who were, you know, a couple of them who were like, yeah, we'll catch you on this day, but since that first week of the show, that has gone up a lot, and you know, people are coming in that last few days now and are trying to get a ticket, and I think when you just have the legs, it just makes such a difference, and I think, you know, being there the whole time is it's expensive. You know,
Sorry, this quiet room is getting loud.
There's music going on.
Added to it as well. Sorry. I'm just finding that really funny.
No, I'm trying to not let it distract me. I'm trying to remain focused and professional.
I describe this as a haven when I'm all the time.
Did you?
What is going on?
It's just slowly got more and more.
1 second, it was like, I never knew this room existed. It's a quiet place in the Fringe. And I'm
One
like,
of the managers brought me in here, which just perfect. But maybe it is still perfect.
maybe it's having atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's my Fringe anyway.
Yeah, guys, so how do you feel about being here? What's it like to you?
It does, it feels
Babies.
There's babies.
There's a baby somewhere.
What can we add to the noise?
It does feel I know.
Should I go all man? Should I like get in the room?
Like you said, this is meant to be.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
God, roll it up.
I think I was gonna say it feels like a bubble. And it does.
Yeah.
I think the last few weeks it's felt like I haven't been doing anything else. So it's sort of like my whole routine is completely out of whack.
Oh God,
Yeah, and I'm like, this is it, it's all I need to be doing. And I'm interested to see within a week's time what it feels like when it stops and it's back to like real life. Am I gonna like crash and be like, oh, it's over? I think I will be sad that it's over. But yeah, just try to enjoy it.
Post-show blues are quite normal to get that. You've been on a high just doing a show, to do something here in this atmosphere, this intensity. Yeah, inevitably there's going to be a low off.
It's funny that I live here, but this has felt like I've gone somewhere else. Like I'm in some other city and I've travelled to come and do this job. It's felt very like separated from my normal life. Yeah.
What about yourself?
I think they are.
This is my first day.
Yeah.
And it's intensifying throughout the day. Like I feel this energy building up throughout the day. It's crazy.
I really enjoyed this. It's my first time in the Fringe performing, and it's just like the camaraderie of people. Like we go to other shows and speak to the people afterwards, the actors, the writers and stuff, and we're like, oh, we'll come to see yours, and there's just like a lot of people that want to help each other and support, and I don't feel like there's any sort of like of like standing, I don't know, like any sort of, everyone's just wanting, competition, everyone's just wanting to have the best time and support each other, and that's been so lovely to me.
So do you go and see a lot, whilst you're here then, do you go and see a lot of other shows and other people come and see your shows? Is there a lot of that?
Yeah. It's a shame our producer Joseph isn't here because he would.
He has seen like a million shows. This is actually.
Where is Joseph? So I don't know if you guys know Joseph.
Oh my! There's actually two Josephs right now.
Oh, there's another Joseph as well.
So the Joseph that you met and you chatted to, he is still in London. He couldn't make it up.
Okay.
Just some family commitments and stuff got in the way. So he's down in London right now, still kind of producing from afar. And then. So we do, but we have another Joseph producer who is from Glasgow and has been a real help. He kind of helps type the show and get people organised rehearsals. So there is a Joseph 1, Joseph 2 situation going on. But no, these guys have never actually met Joseph that you met. I've never met him. He's never made it up. He was really hoping to towards the last week, but it didn't fall into place. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a huge commitment to be here, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're going to go in this bubble, then what happens to the rest?
If you're not from Scotland, it's expensive. Oh god, it's tough. It's really tough to do it. You know, like Lorna's from Edinburgh, we're from Glasgow. You know, Fraser and Joseph, they from Glasgow, they commute every day. The people who come from England or come from America, it is a crazy cost. You know.
Yeah, even for myself, not putting on a show.
Of course, yeah.
Just coming here to visit and just do this, but without the expense of the actual show.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive just to be here.
It's an energy like nothing else.
So is it worth it? We've talked about like it's hard work. You're in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
It's intense. But is there a price?
It feels like it.
Yeah,
The
it does
buzz
feel
we're
like
created, the sort of response we're getting, and just being able to do it every night, and it's like there's a lot of you deal with a lot of stress with like emailing and all the things that all that admin stuff.
I hear this a lot about the stress of doing this.
Yeah, the stress is real.
And then you're like, well, if it's stressful, then
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Because I think the fun sort of.
But it outweighs.
Matt probably knows.
I mean, yeah, I can only comment on this show,
Mm-hmm.
and for us, you know, I think within 5 days we were like, this was worth it, you know. And to these guys as well, like, I had a lot of admin stress and programming stress.
You have to roll with it.
I have to roll with it. But these guys joined. Their first rehearsal was like the 10th of July, and then our first show was the 2nd of August. I think those dates are right, roughly.
Yeah.
So you saw it. That script, the transitions, the dance. Like they learned all of that in like 3 weeks or less.
I wanted to talk about that dance actually. I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Because that was so the play is all in different moments in time. It's not linear, is it? It's not backwards. It's all little different segments, all taken out of the place.
Mm-hmm.
But then just towards the end, in the third act, there's this dance moment, and I wanted to know, like, I got something from that, but what did that actually mean to you?
Oh.
Yeah, you guys go.
Well, we had talked about it a little bit in the rehearsal room. It felt like we talked about it being like one of those moments where, you know, you're both just like hanging out in the house, you're either painting or you're doing something, and the music's on, and all of a sudden that night just sort of becomes like a wee party amongst the two of you. And it just felt, I don't know, I find it like one of those more joyous moments where it's just like pure, like.
And I think because it comes immediately after such an intense scene, it's so helpful on stage to just use like the whiplash of the emotion to go from really, really sad to suddenly, like, it would be hard to go from that intensity of the sadness to like a middle ground scene. It feels like we need to have like the absolute extreme to pull us out of it, and the dance is so good for that.
It was really clever bringing that in. Hairs stood up on the back of my neck.
Oh, nice.
Like that was a really
I love my dance moves.
Yeah, it wasn't the right.
No.
The dance, but it was that was a beautiful way to describe it. Whiplash.
Yeah.
Like we just had this really intense scene, and it was like dark and moody, and then you went into this lightness and fun, and it was like that's what life is sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really dark, but then it can turn around in an instant, and I really felt that. And yeah, I was like, yeah, that's the thing.
We've had some reviews from people who are just like, the dance is the best scene, it's my favourite bit of the whole thing, oh my god, I love it. And then we've had reviews where people are like, didn't get the dance, don't know why it was there, but like, whatever you want. And I kind of love that. I love that some people it just hits and other people go, weird, okay, moving on. And it just means nothing. I kind of love that.
I guess you can look at it with like arty people, creative people, trying to be objective. I guess you can take that look.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I really felt it.
Yeah. It means a lot to me. I think the lyrics fit really nicely. There's lyrics about like until we fall out of love and just I really want to dance with you. And the lyrics I think are really nice. And I think without that dance scene, it's just very talking. And I think it just breaks it up very nicely to just not just talk, argue, in love, just to have this dance that's just so colourful and bright and big, and then you just go right back. I think it's cool. So I'm glad it hit with you.
No, I appreciate it, and I do appreciate moments like that in theatre where you feel something.
Yeah.
Where you're taken out of the real world, but then a moment that brings you back in. So as we wrap up this conversation,
as it's gone nice and quiet.
I've got another show to get to. I've got another one to go and see now. So, but as we wrap this up, what's the hopes and dreams for you guys moving forward?
What does Roz say? I want to not die.
I want to not die.
You go first.
I'll go first. I would love for the show to have some legs, and I'd love for this not to, there was a long journey to get to this place, and for a long time I thought this was the big finale, was finally getting to the Fringe, but the reception of the past few weeks has been kind of unlike we ever thought, and these guys have only just jumped on and they're amazing, and the three of us I think work so well together with both Josephs as well, and now I think it would be a shame if it stopped here. So I don't know if that means UK, like maybe London, or if that means kind of hopping over to Glasgow. But I think the audience reception and the reviews have told us that like this connects with people, and it would be a real shame for it just to have this amazing Fringe run, but then it lies down. So I don't really know what it is, but I think Shotgun to continue in some way, shape, or form.
Just keep it moving.
Yeah, I don't also for it to be published. That's and not even so people can go and buy it and I can make like 20 quid, like more. So
people can put it on and experience it.
Yeah, so people can put it on and people can do it. Uni students can do scenes from it. We used to do that all the time at uni, and so it can just sit on my shelf. I can just look at it on my shelf. That's a dream as well. So that's mine.
Yeah, pretty similar. I
thought we were going with the Staying Alive.
Oh yeah, Staying Alive. Yeah, that'd be good. But yeah, I feel like we've joined at such last minute. It does feel a little bit like we've just sort of like we've jumped on the bandwagon. Like great. So yeah, just for it to carry on would be great.
Yeah, no, I think it would be a real shame to be like, that's us, the response has been great and we have enjoyed it. So if people will enjoy it, and we're going to keep enjoying it, let's just keep doing it. But that's
pretty samey answers, but
that's
the vibe.
Yeah, no, you seem like a team. You seem like you're going in some kind of direction together. I don't know where.
Somewhere.
You're going somewhere. This show has got legs. It is a powerful show.
Thank you.
I really did enjoy it, and congratulations. And thank you for joining me for this conversation.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for having us. This is like I don't think any of us have done this before, so we're a bit rusty.
We jump in and it's just a chat. It's a conversation, and we see what rubbish comes out of our mouth.
Do we clap to end?
We don't normally.
Okay.
We can.
No,
we can.
No, I don't want this
It is typical, isn't it? Look, hold on, silence. Nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nothing as we're wrapping this up. But I would carry on, and I'd like to catch up with you all again in the future at some point. And when we do figure out what the road is ahead, then we'll talk again.
You're London based, so if we ever make it down there, you will be the first one we call.
Excellent, thank you. And if anyone was watching or listening, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great, thanks guys, we're done.
Hey.
That was fun.